Hello, hello students. My name is Akshay Kumar Sahu. I am Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today we discuss about the energy sources. There are various energy sources in our earth which is used for generation of power. There are two types of sources. First is renewable sources and another is non-renewable energy sources. We know about that the various energy sources is present in our earth, and this energy is classified in two parts. First, conventional, and another is non-conventional energy sources. Conventional energy sources is also known as non-renewable energy sources, and these sources are fossil fuels, hydro resources, nuclear resources. Fossil fuels like coal and etc. Hydro resources which is related to water, and third one is nuclear resources which is related to uranium 235 and U-233 and plutonium etc. Fossil fuels are like petrol, diesels, coal and all kerosenes etc. Okay. Today we discuss about the non-conventional energy sources, and it is also known as renewable energy sources. Okay, so non-conventional energy sources are first solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, ocean tidal energy, ocean wave energy, ocean thermal energy conversion, it is also known as OTEC, and geothermal energy, which is energy presence in geo means which is related to earth. Okay, so today we discuss about in our renewable energy sources, we discussion about the solar energy. Solar, that is solar thermal collectors, and there is a solar sun, and solar means which is related to sun, and sun having the energy which is in form of heat. Okay, so panel, that is collection of heat. Now next we discuss about the solar thermal collector. What is solar thermal collector? A solar thermal collector is a component of thermal installation. Thermals means which is related to heat, means usma. Okay, so what is a solar thermal collector? A solar thermal collector is a component of solar thermal installations. Okay, now next, a solar collector. What is a solar collector? It is a type of solar panel and responsible for capturing solar energy and transforming it into heat. Means a panel where we have to which is transfer heat from one form to another form, and collector means which is collect a heat by absorbing of sunlight. Okay, so that is your solar collector. Solar collector is also known as solar thermal collectors. Okay, now next, सोलर थर्मल कलेक्टर, इट इज ऑल्सो, ये जैसा हमने बताया सोलर थर्मल कलेक्टर, ये वही है, कलेक्टर्स मीन्स विच इज कलेक्ट द थर्मल एनर्जी, है ना. नेक्स्ट, दिस सोलर कलेक्टर इज बेसिक एलिमेंट ऑफ द रिन्यूएबल सोर्सेस. रिन्यूएबल मीन्स इट इज इसको ख़त्म नहीं किया जा सकता, इस टाइप से चीज़ें हैं. दैट इज रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेस. एंड टाइप्स ऑफ सोलर थर्मल कलेक्टर. ओके, टाइप्स ऑफ सोलर थर्मल कलेक्टर. First is first plate solar collector, and second is evacuated tube solar collector, and third is parabolic through collectors. Okay, so that is a flat plate collector. Flat plate collector are two types. First unglazed type and second one is glazed type. Unglazed means glazed मतलब which is covered, and glazed means which is openly. Okay, next slide we discuss what is the glazed and what is the unglazed. Okay, and evacuated tube collectors, it is being a form of tube, and parabolic means where a panel is a form of parabolic form. Okay, now next types of solar thermal collector. First is flat plate solar collector. Flat plate solar collector, and one main point is discussing about solar collector is also some book is discussed about in two types, focusing type and non-focusing types also. Okay, so flat plate collector is a non-focused type of collectors. Okay, typical flat plate collector is a metal box with a glass of plastic cover which is called a glazing on the top and dark colored absorb plate on the bottom, and collector are usually insulated to minimize heat loss. Okay, now next types of solar thermal collector. Types of solar thermal collector, so we already know unglazed flat plate collector and glazed flat plate collector. Okay, अब how it's working, कैसे वर्क करता है ये इस पे देखते हैं अपन. फ्लैट प्लेट कलेक्टर इज बेसिड फ्रॉम द सनलाइट पासिस थ्रू द ग्लेजिंग एंड स्ट्राइक द एब्जॉर्बर प्लेट विच हीट्स अप एंड चेंजिंग सोलर एनर्जी इनटू हीट एनर्जी. मतलब कि फ्लैट प्लेट कलेक्टर जो कि सनलाइट पास करता है, और सनलाइट किससे पास होता है, ग्लेज के थ्रू, और ग्लेज के थ्रू कहाँ जाता है, एब्जॉर्बर प्लेट पे, और जहाँ उसको गर्म करता है, और गर्म करने से जो सोलर एनर्जी जो आ रही है जो उसको गर्म कर रहा है उसको वो हीट के रूप में कन्वर्ट करता है, और उसके बाद उसको वो दूसरे फॉर्म में इसको कन्वर्ट करके इसको आगे पास करता है. कैसे पास करता है वो देखते हैं. एब्जॉर्बर प्लेट आर कॉमनली पेंटेड विद द सेलेक्टिव कोटिंग विच इज एब्जॉर्ब एंड रिटेन हीट better than ordinary black paint. We know about that black paint which is more absorber of the heat. Okay, so generally we are for absorbing plate we generally use the black paint. Okay, now next, what is absorber plate? An absorber plate is treated with selective surface coating to increase the fraction of incoming radiation absorbed. And glaze, we already know about. Glaze is a transparent cover and which limit the radiation and convection of heat losses. Now next is the insulations. What is insulation? A layer of insulation which reduce conduction losses. And enclosure is generally a simple type of envelope. Tubes, flow tubes through which the heat transfer fluid circulates. Now that is our diagram, and we show the cross section of the flat plate collector. Now that is your flat plate collector. Flat plate collector, that is glazing sheet, that is solar radiation, where and that is cold water in means it is in, and that is lower manifold collection tube, and that is hot water and sheet, foam or aluminum insulation, heat absorbing riser plate, heat absorbing black plate. Okay, so sun radiation is coming from here, means it is directly from the tube. Okay, and that is a side view, means that is your there is a transparent cover, means which is also known about the glaze, and that is a heat transfer medium, and that is your absorber plate, and that is the insulation, and that is whole housing which is covered by the or enclosure or envelope. Advantages of flat plate collector, that is the most important. What is for exam point of view, important is that what is a flat plate collector and what are the advantages and disadvantages. That type of question is asked in your exams. So simply we can define in normal points, and if you according to your exam and according to your number you explain it or where a different point. So now discuss what is the advantage of the flat plate collector. Advantages: first, easy to manufacture; second, low cost; third, lightweight; fourth, mechanically simple. Next, what is solar thermal collector? Next, second type of solar thermal collector. Second type is a evacuated tube solar collector. Evacuated tube solar collector means it is generally from a tube form. How it's working? Now let us see. Evacuated tube solar collector converts energy from the sun into usable heat into solar water heating system. This energy can be used for domestic and commercial hot water heating, or a pool heating, or a space heating, or even air condition. We are generally used for air condition also. It is for small area use purpose. Okay. Heat pipe evacuated tube collector when the hot vapor is still inside the seal and heat tubes enter the manifold, which is related to manifold. The heat energy of the vapor is transferred into water or a glycol, that is fluid flowing through the connecting manifold. Okay. Now, what are the components? Components are heat pipe, mounting frame, which is known as the strong installation further that is used. Next, component of evacuated solar tube collector, that is known as manifold, and insulate. What is manifold? Insulate box containing the copper header pipe, that is your material. Okay. So that is a cross section, means that is your tube. Now that is your tube. And that is a mounting frame, which is generally basically from iron, and that is heater pipe, that is evacuated tube, that is heat transfer pin, and that is heat pipe. That is a cross section. Here we can see about the cross section. First is outer glass tube, second is absorbing coating, inner glass tube, fluid tube, copper, and that is the various, that is your inflow and that is your outflow. Now that is your cross section, and that is your tube. Here cold water in and here hot water out, and that is your sun radiations, and that is your absorber plate, individual evacuated tube, heat pipe, absorber plate, solar radiations. Advantages of evacuated tube solar collector. First is excellent performance in overcast conditions. Second, require a smaller roof area. I already told about that. Evacuated tube solar collector is generally used for smaller roof area and less prone to corrosion. That is good for us, and it can be used in sub-zero temperature. That is most important for us. It is used for sub-zero temperature also. What is parabolic through? A parabolic through is a type of solar thermal collector that is straight in one dimension and curved as a parabola in other two lines with polished metal. It is generally a symbol, basically designed by the parabolic shape. In a parabolic through plant, a set of parabolic shaped mirror is set on a structure so that can track the movement of the sun and concentrate radiation onto the receiving tube. Inside the tube, a heat absorbing fluid flow and reaches high temperature. Here, in this point, we mainly discuss a sun tracking movement of the sun. Like sunflower, we know the sunflower, जो सूरजमुखी है वो कैसे ट्रैक करता है, वो सूर्य को ट्रैक करता हुआ है, और जैसे सूर्य पूरब से पश्चिम के मूव करता है तो वो जैसे सन को ट्रैक करता है, ठीक उसी प्रकार से पैराबोलिक जो कर्व है वो भी ट्रैक करता है, पैराबोलिक पैनल. ओके. नेक्स्ट, what is the design of parabolic design? This type of shape means z axis, that is here y axis, and that is your x axis. There is some parabolic in shape. That is good. That is your solar radiations. Here fluid in and here fluid out. That is your receiver tube. That is your reflector. What are the advantages of parabolic through collector? The solar through system is suitable for use in integrated solar combined cycle system with the potential to reduce the cost and increase the overall solar electric efficiency. Advantages of parabolic through collector: since parabolic through systems produce steam to generate electricity, that is very important point, with a conventional Rankine steam cycle. This system can be readily hybridized, that is, they can be set up to use a fossil fuel, typically natural gas. Okay, so that electricity can be generated when the sun is not shining. Disadvantages already told. Solar parabolic through system does not produce fluid temperature as high as some of the other concentrating solar power technologies, which makes its efficiency for electricity production lower. That is your central heat pipe which is already installed in our lab, solar lab. Sorry, in our thermal lab, we already see how it's work. So that is your east, that is the direction, that is your north direction, that is your south direction, that is your west direction, and that is sun, and there is parabolic shape and reflective coating by the mirrors or rotational axis, fluid in collector supports, etc. That is a plant. How? That is your flat plate collector. So student, next time we discuss about the focusing type collectors. Okay, thank you.